November 19th meeting to order. This time I'd ask you to rise for our invocation and our pledge, led by our city attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Our Father in heaven, give us power to clearly discern right from wrong. Allow our words and actions to be governed thereby and by the laws of this land. We ask for your inspiration to strive in our endeavors to serve the public. We also ask that you direct us so that above all things we will discharge our duties to the benefit of the people that we serve. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and once again, welcome. First item on the agenda is our Citizens Open Forum, where you get a chance to address council. There's only a couple rules. State your name and address clearly for the record. Do not speak towards anything on the agenda, and keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes. We'll start on this side. Yes, sir. Mr. Dan Saraki.
Dan Saraki, 1743 Split Fork Drive. It's that time of year. It's the 4th annual Oldsmar Cares Wine and Food Gala. Tickets went on sale today at oldsmarcares.org. Tickets are $30 per person, and your donation gets you into the event for wine and food from all the restaurants here in Oldsmar. All the restaurants in Oldsmar are...
And then some.
Yeah, lots of food. And please remember, your $30 donation goes to families here in Oldsmar for rent, utility assistance, and food. And again, tickets went on sale today, so we need to sell some tickets. 4th year in a row. Tickets always sell out, so we need your support.
What's the date of the gala?
It's going to be on February 13th. That's a good question, Linda. I didn't say that. 2014.
For Valentine's Day.
It's before Valentine's Day, and it's a new location this year. It's at Nielsen Media Ballroom, in the ballroom.
Oh, great,
nice.
yeah. That's always a great place for an event.
Yeah.
Especially that big, wide open glass area. So that's going
Lake
to...
and, yeah.
So
People get off their wallets out there.
Thursday night, and Doug, you are our auctioneer.
I am?
Yes, you are.
No, I enjoyed it. It's a great event. There were, like 25 restaurants there last year or something?
12.
Yeah, it was great food and...
Same thing this year. Most of the same restaurants. We have some newbies coming in. Been working on that, but it's going to be a great event, and we need everyone's support. And we're looking forward. This is your 4th year, right, Doug?
Every year you've done it.
Awesome.
You sell everything that goes for sale. You
right.
Big money.
Raise the money.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anybody else on this side? Jerry?
Jerry Cuss, number 10 Bay Chamber of Commerce, 101 State Street West, Oldsmar. I got a couple things. Staying in the holiday theme, we have the Mayor's Breakfast, annual Mayor's Breakfast coming up. I don't know which annual one this is, but a bunch. December 6th, Safety Harbor Spa. Tickets are on sale for that. I think city has tickets, we have tickets, and the Rotary Club have tickets. And of course, that benefits families of Safety Harbor as well as Oldsmar and kids with bikes and stuff. So that usually sells out too. It'll be the spa this year. So I'd like to remind you that. One thing, it's not the main thing, but driving home tonight, I remember a couple of times ago they talked about and you were talking about it too, Jerry, the smart lights up there. You can't, at least tonight, I couldn't take it right off the 580 to go up Forest Lakes. It was backed all the way up past there. Whatever they're doing to that light at that corner at Forest Lakes and Tampa Road is not working.
No, it's terrible.
That is just, that's backing. You get up here to left turn lane, you get maybe 3 cars through that left turn lane.
Yeah.
And it's just backed all the way up. So that one's not working too good. But the main thing is I'd like to have Jerry Antozzi, Orchid Rogers, and Dan Saraki, if they would, come on up here with me. Deb Pauley, your communication specialist, has got us kind of organized. And November 6th, Dan and Orchid weren't able to be there, neither was Mark Opid. But we formed the initial part of hopefully what will be a task force for planning for 2006 centennial.
Great.
And so we 2016. So this is kind of the core of it, but we would certainly like city council support, and obviously we need you on this as we get this going.
I volunteered.
Okay, he's on there. I'll tell you who also volunteered last week. Tom and Sandy Rowe came in. They were heading back to San Diego Tom found out about it, so Tom wants to be on the task force also. So that's one of the things we'll do. But several things we're going to do is obviously it's 100th anniversary, and we need to, if we're going to do it right, we need to plan out in advance. So we want to do that. So we met and kicked around some ideas. One thing that we'd like to do is take a look at doing that on a year-long basis. So because we think we have many things here, obviously, to celebrate. So we'd like to do that over there. We'd like to try to pick out a monthly theme to do. I think we have obviously one obvious one, which is Oldsmar Days, where we have the parade and everything else. So that'll be one monthly theme. But we got a bunch of other things out there that'll really be good. We want to identify key agencies and officials that should be involved in a centennial. We also intend to define potential partners and sponsors to work with us. We want to research other cities and counties which have already done that for ideas. So we'll do that. And Jerry Antozzi has a wealth of resources on bringing people to do that. We're looking to get a whole timeline to celebrate how we started, where we've been, where we are now, where we're headed. So those things will all be part of the monthly themes as we go forward. Like I say, we also want to get the Olds family involved, and Tom said he'll really help out with that. Other pioneer families of Oldsmar, we want to reach out to those, and of course the Historical Society will big helping on that. And one thing that Jerry brought up at the time was the National Antique Oldsmobile Club. When Tom and Sandy, they're already a step ahead of that. They want to take a look at taking the Oldsmobile Club of America as well as the National Antique Oldsmobile Club and have their annual meet here. That would be probably sometime in June, so that would probably be the monthly event for June if that shapes up. So
Great.
yeah, so that'll be good. And and also we want to do historic education through reenactments, video productions, those kinds of things, and maybe even generate some stuff to put in a time capsule for 2116. So.
Jeez.
Can we get that date?
Can't we just put it? Can't we all just put it on a memory stick and throw it in there?
Exactly. We do that. But anyhow, here's the initial guts, and thank you for joining us, Jerry, and anybody else wants to be on there. Don't know when the next meeting is, but we had the first one and got that much done.
That's awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for your work. Move to this side. Anybody on this side like to address the council? Yep.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. My name is Richard Geyer. I live on 8906 North River Road, just on the outskirts here. I just wanted to say a few words about the proposal I'm submitting to the Parks and Rec Department for an off-road trail system within Bicentennial Park. There's really nowhere to ride in the area, and our segment really doesn't exist here out in the cycling market. This segment sprawls into all age groups, both genders, and a project like this really resonates with residents, and it's really a first-class amenity to have in your area. Ooh, this is tough. Okay. I have a handout. I don't know if you guys would like to see it. It's something that's going on in Orlando. It kind of got the brakes put on it. It's referred to as Area C.
Thank you.
And this place is barely, it's not even open yet. Everything's kind of stalled based on environmental. Sorry about that. Things have stalled at the site based on it being chemically attractive to humans based on it used to be a prior military base. It's a 17-acre undeveloped parcel right in the middle of Orlando. They haven't done anything, just word of mouth advertising, and they were able to get 700 volunteers to join their team. After they get a little bit of traction, they've doubled that to almost 1,400 people in their club that they created. The Winter Park Health Foundation provided a $50,000 grant to them, and they didn't even start planning. So these kinds of things take on a lot of traction once they get going. Kind of like I'm trying to keep it under wraps because I think, it's my idea, it's great, so I think it's going to explode. But my opportunity, my door, may not stay open indefinitely, and I would love to build an Oldsmar. So I think that this project would really make it easier for people to live healthily, or to live more healthy, and access from so all these surrounding areas is just ideal. Oldsmar is ideal for this kind of access, and this is also an activity that families can all participate in at the same time. You don't have to watch your child play the sport and you can be involved with them as well. So I think it really would resonate with the residents here, and I hope you guys will look at it when it comes through.
What could you define what you're asking for?
Yeah, give him kind of the Reader's Digest version.
Well, the Reader's Digest.
He's older
is-
than dirt, so remember that.
I'm kind of thick. I don't know what you're
Balls
talking about
dirt.
yet.
Well, I have funding for the project, but I need a land site. I need a place to
What
build
he's
it on.
trying, he doesn't, it's basically
Project.
mountain
trail.
biking
Right,
through the
mountain
woods.
biking.
Mountain bike, that doesn't tell me anything,
It's an off-road trail, and
what that is. What do you
that
want to
would
do
be-
here?
it would be
What do you want to
enclosed.
do here?
Wants to create one.
Wants to create a,
created in Bicentennial Park.
in Bicentennial Park.
You mean Mobley Bay?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mobley Bay. And that kind of a park, you have to design it and build it where it looks like it's a mountain trail?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
no, it uses for the most part, it uses the existing environment and terrain and.
Would you
and-
create jumps or?
Right, we would create features
That's what I'm
in the
talking about,
park.
yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't be destroying the habitat. We'd work around whatever's there. So yeah, that would, clearing underbrush, things like that, minimal alterations. And we would just work with the environment that we have.
That's within Mobley Bay itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, the key obstacle for many landowners would be we want to fence it in.
But there's another obstacle, I think. Don't we have to get permits for something like that?
I'm sure you.
I don't really know. I don't know the answer to that.
It's a co-owned, I guess, parcel.
Depends on
with,
what you probably
with the
wind up
county.
doing.
Yeah, it depends on,
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
I mean-
it's in the infancy. I'm just getting started. So.
And you have the funding for it already?
Yes. Yes, I have an investor that I personally know. So
And then would it be something that people would pay to go into, or would it be free
yes.
to go into? It'd be something that they would pay to go into?
yeah, we were taking on the liability, with the waiver and all the procedural requirements.
this would be a private enterprise?
Yes, sir.
Be similar to the agreement that we have with the BMX people.
Right.
Right.
It would fit right in with BMX, with all of our parks being connected by.
I met with Richard, I don't know, a month ago or so?
Yeah.
And we've had several phone conversations, and he had originally met with Lynn and had at least an initial favorable response from the Leisure Services Board, and we were looking at, or he was originally looking at, the property that Swiftmud owns over by the BMX track, because that would be kind of an ideal fit, but Swiftmud's
They won't
What
let,
about the borrow pit?
they won't let, well, we don't know that we have enough land up there right now, so.
It is something to look into, though. 'cause
Yeah.
yeah, but there's not enough land out there for this kind of a
Yeah, so, and this would be good, it's got parking, it's another use.
lake.
It's our quote, I was telling Richard, our eco-tourism kind of thing.
Right,
It's,
right.
It's another use at a park that we already have. so-
Exactly.
Richard, would you have a spot for them to rent mountain bikes, or they would have to provide their own?
Well, eventually we would want to put a store right in downtown and have a permanent store there for all that, and then kind of like a temporary place for just emergency repair, so people wouldn't have to leave the park. So obviously we would want to expand. It could be as big as a cafe bike shop, which is a new concept going on around the country. So it could morph into that. Actually, a silver lining with the Swiftmud decline, because Bicentennial actually is a little more favorable for
Well, they wouldn't let you out there
spectators.
anyway.
But I know,
Swiftmud wouldn't let you out there anyway.
Yeah, well, I was dreaming.
You tried.
I was dreaming, so.
got a dream.
Well, I love the idea.
I do too. It's a great idea. It fits right in with what we want to
It's
do.
great, you gotta be very careful though.
Well, but this is the beginning.
This is public land, and we're taking it away from the public. They've got to pay for doing it. So you got to think about this
Sure.
before you jump in and say, "Fine." I think it's a great idea too, but it's going to be a private enterprise, so you got to be careful with that.
Which we do, on other
Which
ones.
then you could also work out like discounts or maybe Oldsmar residents or,
Absolutely, yeah,
something
it
like
could-
that.
marketing
Because
is
you're right,
endless.
that's taxpayer land. So we'd have to work something
that's-
out to make
that's part of the
it
thought
sweeter for
process.
Oldsmar residents. Yeah, you're right.
But, in some of these cases, it's.
They're not being utilized
It's
at
taxpayer,
all.
it's exactly my point. It's
Right.
taxpayer lands that.
nobody's
Nobody's
not
using
using.
anyway. It's just sitting there. So I think it was at the location of the old horse trails, wasn't it? The kind of the idea?
Yeah, there's something back there.
When we were looking, when we drove by, remember we
There's
walked
a-
back that whole thing?
Now, some of that land, Pinellas County controlled at one time. I don't know if they control it still. Bruce?
It's co-owned
My
parcel.
question is, what are the next steps? You've submitted it, your proposal? or-
Well, I just submitted the updated proposal with the new location with Lynn,
But we.
so they haven't reviewed it yet.
Maintenance.
So then at that point, we move to another presentation and then, get my business plan approved with, on my end, and then we,
Before we do that, we need to ask Bruce to check with Pinellas County, because they own some of that land out there.
Sure.
We don't own it all. So to see where we stand in that.
Yep.
absolutely.
I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, I like the idea, but there's a number of steps we have, before we just jump in and say, oh, boy, let's do it.
No, this is.
Oh, I understand
No, this is,
totally.
yeah.
It ain't gonna happen that way.
I understand totally. We've been bothering Lynn for about a year and a half now. So I'm on a first name basis with him. So he's had enough of me for a while.
Who's that?
Lynn Rivas?
Yep. Perfect. You've already given it to Lynn, or you're going to give it to Lynn tonight?
I gave it to Lynn. I have a black and white copy here if you guys.
That's fine, as long as Lynn's got it.
But Lynn has it.
Need to hear from Pinellas County.
Sure.
Before we
This-
start.
Yeah.
Thank you,
All right,
Richie.
thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Anybody else on this side of the room? Seeing no one will close the citizens open forum. The first agenda item is the consent docket. 3 items: approve the minutes of the November 5th, 2013 City Council meeting, approve payment to legal counsel, and authorize the city manager to advertise requests for qualifications for the engineering services to update the stormwater master plan. Does anybody wish to pull anything?
Nope.
If not, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0, thank you. Next is the City of Oldsmar presentation of the Employee Service Award.
We need to
Postpone?
postpone that, yes. Marty has a family matter that he wasn't able to come tonight.
I guess you might got my email, but we need to go further with that email, and we need to reach out
Yeah,
personally from the mayor and the city manager and this council to his family.
sure,
And Brian's as well.
yep.
And we had another one that his mother died last Monday.
Yep.
We need to reach out to her too. I just found out about that.
That was in the emails this afternoon. Okay, so we'll reschedule that. Next is consider the appointment of Kristen Silman as an alternate member of the Code Enforcement Board. Are you here?
Yes.
Hey, did I butcher your name? Did I get your name right?
Yes, it is. It's Kristen Silliman.
Nice, I did good.
Meet you guys.
It's great. You're stepping into a big board. You ready for that?
I am ready for that.
We just ask people to come before the council. We're constantly changing on the council, and we like to put a face with the name and publicly thank you for doing it. Is it your turn to ask for the song to sing? I can't. Do you have any questions of the council?
I do. I wanted to make sure that the next meeting, I guess, would be on December 5th. It's the first Thursday, but I wasn't sure if the meetings were still going on or not right now.
No, it's been canceled.
It has been canceled. It's a good thing I asked.
Good thing.
So then, no, I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. Any questions of her?
Thank you for wanting to serve.
Oh, certainly.
Nice.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
That's the only board I would not sit on.
You're scaring me now.
I need a
Too.
I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
I got a motion. Need a second?
Second.
Got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Next is consider the appointment of Dale Renbor as an alternate member of the Board of Adjustments.
He's out here.
Dale
Ask him if you
butchered it.
if you ruined his name.
Renbor.
No,
I know. I don't. But
You don't speak Norwegian?
Renjar.
Bjor.
Renbor. I should have known that.
How you doing, Mayor, Council?
Good.
Haven't seen you guys in a while. Doing all right?
Any questions of us?
No, I don't
Any
want-
questions of Dale Renbor?
Just thank you for your service.
Really? Yeah.
You got a motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for stepping forward,
That's
Dale.
the easiest time you've had at a council meeting.
You know, you're right.
Next is our city attorney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, council members, item number 7 on your agenda is the second final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2013-20. I'll read that by title only. Ordinance 2013-20, an ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending Section 70-444 of Article 6 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Oldsmar to codify the monthly water service user charges and the fire protection system fee that were amended in Ordinance 2006-12 and providing for an effective date hereof. That was the second and final reading of Ordinance 2013-20 by title only, and it requires a public hearing.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody from the public wish to address this item? Seeing no one will close the public hearing. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Nope. Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Councilmember McKee?
Yes.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Second and final reading of ordinance 2013-20, updating section 70-444 of ordinance 2012-02 is to accurately present existing water rates as approved with 4 votes for and 0 against.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The next item is to approve a grant agreement with the Southwest Florida Water Management District for Stormwater Master Plan, or a watershed management plan. The grant's for $125,000, which requires a match of an equal amount. This project is appropriated in the current year budget. The watershed management plan will cover the entire city limits, just over 10 square miles. The results of the plan, when it's completed, would be identification of current deficiencies and recommendations for improving conditions. It will update GIS information, development of a hydraulic model that can be used for permitting in the future, as well as meeting requirements of the community rating system, which could help us in our flood insurance rating. There are other benefits as a result of the project also. If you have any questions or comments, I'm probably going to refer those to Lisa, but I recommend approval of the grant agreement with the Southwest Florida Water Management District for the watershed management plan.
Do I get to play with the hydraulic model? I did that for many, many years. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See, we just stay out of it. Let those. 10-4.
Okay. I'm with you. Item 9, consider adoption of Resolution 2013-24, revising the budget for fiscal year ending September 30, 2013. This is kind of our cleanup resolution for the budget year that ended last September 30th. There's some minor adjustments in the general fund. The total increase is $32,000, $14,000 in legal and $18,000 in fire rescue. And then the other is a public safety impact fund, an increase of $8,500, which is for purchase of equipment going on the new fire engine that was placed in service last month. I'll read the resolution by title only. This is Resolution 2013-24, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, revising the budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2012 and ending September 30, 2013, authorizing the city manager and the director of administrative services to revise the existing budget. That's the reading of Resolution 2013-24 by title only. I recommend its adoption. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to respond to those.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor and Council, the next item, consider adoption of Resolution 2013-25, revising our investment policy. The investment policy was originally adopted, I believe, in 2004. So it's really an update related to changes in the law, and there are some other things. We are, of course, governed by Florida statutes and what the city is allowed to invest in. If you have any questions or comments, I will ask Al Braithwaite to respond to those. But I'll go ahead and read the resolution by title only. This is Resolution 2013-25, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, amending an investment policy for all unrestricted investment assets, providing that this resolution shall not conflict with bond resolutions, trust indentures, or ordinances of the city, providing for severability and providing for an effective date. That's the reading of Resolution 2013-25 by title only. I recommend its adoption.
I need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I have a comment.
Okay.
And I know why we're doing this because of some of the changes of the laws, but what I want to do is I want to comment and commend the city manager and Al and his staff that we've had a pretty incredible investment program going on for years. And thank you all for that.
Al and Cindy do all the work. I do kind of look at some things.
But I do have to mention you, or you get your
Thank
feelings
you.
hurt.
Thank you.
Or he gets what?
His feelings hurt. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Aye, 4-0. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done for this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
City Clerk.
Not much, but I do want to thank Kathy for holding down the fort for me last week when I was out sick. And there's, of course, the bike safety rodeo coming up on Saturday. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Kathy did complain about that.
Did she not?
The rodeo or her being sick? City Council, discuss activities and uses at Mobley Bayou Wilderness Preserve, MBWP South Support Area Beach. Who's asking that?
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in the last council meeting, after we had received some letters from residents about being able to walk their dogs within the park, and we had talked briefly about maybe the parking rates might be too high at the park, I asked if we could put it on the council agenda. I think we've come to the conclusion that there might be two things we want to look at, and one of them is obviously the parking, which Bruce did provide the parking breakout for us, as well as the use of dogs in the park or additional, dog designated areas. So one of the things I wanted to suggest is perhaps we ask, if everyone's in agreement, the Leisure Services Advisory Board to review, our current parking rates, how they compare with other local cities that offer similar amenities, as well as, the current dog designated areas. I'd like them to solicit some feedback from residents that live near that park to see if, residents would like to have a small dog park there or a small dog beach. I just think that the park is underutilized from my impression, and, I'd like it to be more welcoming to our residents and also people that don't live within the city that want to utilize it.
I kind of agree. I'm personally, case in point with the parking, I don't own a dog, but I'm sure sympathetic towards the use of the park if they feel that way. But it was a Saturday, and I have the parking pass, and a friend was going to come down and paddleboard with me, but I was going to either have to go have them park outside and drive them in, or pay $10 to have them come for like an hour. I mean, we were going to use it maybe an hour. I'm old. I get tired fast. So, but, I think so. I'd like to see it be reviewed, because a lot of times you go down there and there's not a lot of people down there.
Yeah.
So, and I know when you have functions down there, you get, I don't know, somebody told me it was you, how many passes you get whenever you rent a pavilion for like a birthday, or Lynn might know. 5?
4?
Okay, 4. So.
Yeah, I told you 5. I was pretty close though, wasn't I?
You okay? Not bad, 20%.
Yeah, but you still missed part of it.
What's that?
He missed 20%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my comment to Bruce was, a lot of times, like, I'll go to Philippi Park and Safety Harbor, and I don't pay anything. I'm not a resident of Safety Harbor, but there's a lot more amenities at that park for my use without any charge. And so, there's tons of people there all throughout the day, Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays, doesn't matter. So I just want to make sure that, all of our parks are being utilized, especially now that we have a trail that's going to connect there. And
Well, and I think just for history of how we got there, I think initially we were having a lot of use of those parks, and some, I don't want to say necessarily abuse, but
No, it was abuse.
yeah,
was,
okay,
yeah.
use and abuse of the parks by
That particular park was.
and the residents of Oldsmar couldn't even go really down there and use it. So that was the initial thing. Is also with the spray park, was to make it available for our residents to do, which is why they get the discount, to go in there and park for free. So, but I think it's something that could be revisited. So I'm fine with it. Is that
I'm fine with the
I am
the
too.
leisure services and let them?
I'm fine with that too, but the reason why we did this is because everybody from Hillsborough County was down there, and
Yeah.
it was trashy, and they trashed the thing.
Yeah.
Now, anybody from our city can go down there for $1 a year?
$250 or
50
something.
plus
$250.
We don't want to. Maybe we don't want to have him quote us.
No, it is $2.50 for an annual pass, parking pass for
Yeah.
residents,
Yeah.
plus tax.
And I was one of the big, plus what you get is you get a lot of traffic on the weekend going down East Shore Drive, and those people have to put up with it. And there's people from Tampa coming over here for free. And I understand, you know, Philippi Park, it's a great park. And so is this one. It's not near as big as Philippi Park, but I'm for the fee because, you know, if you take it off,
I'm not saying necessarily take it off,
Yeah,
but
but not $10.
but even if you do, you got to be careful. And I'd be the first to bring it back up, to put it back on there because they was really trashing the park.
I think we want to charge something, but I don't know that 10 is a.
I didn't even know it was $10.
And you make a good point. Case in point, if I run with my friend that happens to live in West Chase, if we wanted to run there on a weekend, which, you know, people might want to because it's the weekend, they're available, she's not going to pay $10.
Yeah.
She'll tell me to go somewhere that doesn't pay, you know, so it's.
So, you know, it can, there's pros and cons on both sides.
Yeah,
and
I
understand
agree.
that. Okay.
But
I
I
just-
definitely, I think that the dog area needs to be reviewed. You know, one of the things I told Bruce is the residents that live on Shore Drive, especially that live on the water side that don't have a sidewalk, really don't have a safe place to walk their dogs. And I know that if I lived there, I would probably go to that park because it's the closest place for me to walk to.
Sure.
And so I just like to see, you know, review what our kind of dog designated areas are and if there could be room for improvement there.
Also remember, the people on the water side can walk their dogs into their water. They got the water for the
Yeah,
dogs.
they do.
That's just devil's advocate.
I think that's good. So we don't need any action on that, just have.
No,
them
we just
review
refer it to
No.
the Leisure Services Advisory Board, and the two things specifically that you want them to look at are parking and the dog area.
Yep.
Or pet use area.
Yep.
Okay.
Good
No, you
idea.
don't have to vote on
Good.
that or anything.
The next is consider canceling the December 17th, 2013 meeting.
You got a motion?
And just for the reason is, it's heading into the holidays and it's tough. Last year we were going to do it, but we had somebody that wanted to present us with a flag. That it was the only time that they were going to be here to do it. They were getting deployed again, and I'll actually be out of town on a cruise with my mom again, that I do annually with her. So, motion, got a second?
I'll second. For discussion, I was just going to say I wasn't against keeping it because I actually can't make it to the December 3rd meeting. I
Oh.
actually have a work event that I was talking about. So, but, you know, I understand too, you're going to be out of town. So.
Yeah.
Well, and also it's so close to Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye, got
Aye.
it, good. I think this is going to be a world records meeting tonight. Hope you're paying attention, Roniker. Comments by council. Mr. Beaverland.
Most of them I've got most of them already taken care of by individuals. Thank you all. I do have one. I would like, if I need to put this on the agenda, I will. We need to take action on this. We need to, my opinion is we need to instruct the city manager and our planning department, whoever is involved in this, to send out plans again for Market Square. These people aren't going to do anything. They've had enough time. I say that we negate everything on their proposal and start over again.
Where do we stand on that? Was there a response time that we're waiting for?
Long time ago.
Well,
The time was expired?
They said before year end, they wanted to make a decision.
of course, as you know, the work session was over a month ago.
Right.
And in the letter that I wrote after that, I asked them to respond by October 18th, which was only like a week later. So, but a month has transpired since then. I've had 2 or 3 phone conversations with Mr. Simpsch. And as recently as last week, he indicated that he thought they would, I think, respond to us, he said, early this week. Well, Monday and Tuesday have transpired and they haven't.
But he told you
But-
that one other time, and they never responded.
So my suggestion is, based on Councilmember Beaverland's request, that we put that on the agenda for the
Gonna be-
next meeting and,
Let them know that it's on there and
yes.
That we need a
we're pulling the
response
plug on
before
them
then.
if not. And
Yeah, I think that, well, if one option is that, we would need to notify them that their submittal is done and over with.
Right,
Might be worded a little differently, but.
correct.
Well, actually, we've already told them that, and they have to come back with another submittal, which they haven't done. And I don't think there'll ever be an agreement with them. because I think they've got a problem between themselves now.
So we'll put that on the agenda for 2
I think
weeks.
so, that's fine.
So you'll just send them a letter notifying them that they have until the next meeting to respond, or?
Well, I'll let them
'Cause I
know
won't
that it's
be
on
here,
the
so-
agenda.
It's on the agenda, they can come and respond then.
They could, yeah, that would kind of, so they'll know it's on the agenda. They could send us something between now and then, or they can come to the meeting and tell us in person.
Okay.
I agree, Jerry.
Or beg for more time or whatever they need, but otherwise the action's going to be to
I don't think
terminate
they
it.
need more time.
No, I'm just, yeah.
Anyway, and then we need to send our condolences to the families, and Janice, we still love you, and we're there with you, and thank you all for who you are.
Thank you. Linda?
I also would like to send prayers, of course, healing prayers out to Janice. And also the Veterans Day ceremony with her son was awesome. Lieutenant Commander Miller was the keynote speaker, and it was beautiful. So
Service was great. You're right.
it was. And I'll repeat what I said to her. You raised him right. And last council comments, I was just excited about the LEED certified award that we got. Well, we didn't get, we came in second. And I was remiss in mentioning everybody, and Deb Pauley corrected me, so I wanted to correct that. I had recognized her, but I hadn't recognized everybody. And her exact words are that kudos needs to go to Estefan, our sustainability coordinator, and also Garrett and Lisa and Ann and Deb. So it was Garrett, Estefan, Lisa, Ann, and Deb, and kudos especially to Estefan. So I had to fix that. I just get excited with green things. And that's it. I don't have anything else.
Councilmember McGee?
You didn't do anything wrong, you just didn't do it all.
I didn't, no, I did something wrong. If I didn't congratulate all the right people.
It wasn't wrong, you did, what you did.
Thank
was
you,
good.
Jerry.
I wanted to echo what Linda said about the Veterans Day ceremony. I also wanted to thank them for inviting me to speak. And Tony Gross had some really great pictures of Janice and her son, so I sent them over to Debbie. And if you haven't seen them, be sure to stop by Debbie's office and see them, because they turned out beautiful. It was a beautiful ceremony. And I also wanted to just mention I will be unable to attend the December 3rd meeting. I found out today I have to be at a Cisco event in Las Vegas that week, so I won't be here. And I arrive home about 2 hours after the mayor's breakfast, so I'm going to miss the mayor's breakfast too. But I will donate a tree or an auction item of some sort for the event.
Put that on the next agenda to excuse me.
And then also wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, because this is the last meeting before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone and to all the residents.
Now, see, I was remiss, thank you.
Me too.
Thanksgiving, people.
I think we need to structure this, that you get a comment and then a follow-up by Jerry. You get a comment with a follow-up by Jerry.
It's okay. I think we should put Jerry in the time capsule.
That's a great
That
idea.
only shows y'all that y'all are better at this than I am.
They can then cut him like a tree and look at the different years and. Anything else?
Thank you.
I don't have a lot. Veterans Day, of course, Janice, thoughts and prayers with you. I was sitting by her son, Lieutenant Colonel Grant Miller, and when we found, Jerry was up at the podium and initially started to say that she was not there. She had just gotten there at the time that you had said that, and of course you do your fashionable run over there to kiss her, but I was sitting by her son, and you could just feel the glow in him when he found out his mom was there. So it was really neat, and he did a great job, very professional guy. So thoughts and prayers with you, Janice. Have we got the BMX flyer? I know we've been pursuing that, and I don't know if it's public knowledge, but the city of, or Sarasota County has put
$1 million.
They have put up $1 million to try and get an Olympic BMX facility there. We still feel
Sarasota did?
Sarasota County. We still feel very, very, very strong about the facility staying here. The city manager and myself and Lynn went and met with Representative Hooper. We're meeting with County Commissioner Ken Welsh. Also, December 2nd with Senator Jack Lavella and James Grant. We're scheduling meetings with them to get the funding from a couple of different sources. I don't know if you want to elaborate on it, but I think the feeling is still very strong that they want to be here. My thought is, is that if they really wanted to go to Sarasota County, they would have gone there in the first place. If Sarasota County was such a great facility to go to, the BMX or the Gator Nationals would be there and not in the beautiful city of Oldsmar. So
That should be a great argument for you.
that's, yes, among other things. So
We could lose them if Sarasota builds a nice track, right?
But correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah, but
the
the great
BMX
airport
organization
nearby
has
and-
to want to go there. They can't just build it and they're going to, this isn't a build it and they will come
Right.
necessarily. So we just got to secure the funding, and I think things are looking good for us. There's a lot of people with their hands out, trying to get money. So we'll be meeting with those guys. I don't know if you want to elaborate on any of it or.
No, I'm optimistic. I think that most of the response that we've gotten here in Pinellas County has been positive.
Yep.
So I think we need to get some financial commitment,
Quick.
pretty nailed
Yeah.
down within the next, say 90 to 120 days or something like that.
Yeah.
What have we allocated for ourselves
200,000.
And the land.
in the land? Well, I don't, I've been warned not to say this in public.
Oh, great. Do you realize this is public?
You can tell me after the meeting
I
or
don't know if you
tomorrow
knew
or
that
something.
or not. That's what all these lights and cameras are for.
He didn't want me to say this, okay? I want that track here,
Yeah, we do
We
too.
all do.
and
And I talked to Bruce, after he and I meet, then you can go clean up the mess with Ken, so. And if there's anything that, we talk about, so.
well, whatever, I'll say this and I'll shut up, whatever it takes to get them here.
Okay.
Follow up.
Yeah, see, follow-up. I told it.
We love you, Gary.
Don't have anything else. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I had a great unexpected cruise over the weekend, so that was fun,
that.
yes.
Unexpected, why?
Well, I mean, I spur of the moment and cruised with somebody that I had never met before. I met him an hour before the trip, so that was my,
Nice.
yeah, it was kind of interesting. Somebody else knew him, I didn't, but yeah, live on the edge, that's what I say. Anybody else have anything?
Captain Lubin's.
Oh, Captain Lubin's here.
Oh,
Would you like to share with the class?
And I have to say this,
Want to say hi.
Is that what?
a 20-year resident of Oldsmar or more,
Getting there. Yes. Just passing through, want to say hi. Everything's good on our front and hoping it's the
We were
same.
hoping maybe he was in trouble or something.
In the principal's office?
Yeah, I thought that was what that
that's
was
why he's
going.
sitting in the corner.
Trying to talk him out of retirement.
Yes,
But,
please do.
is?
yeah. But
This is my last meeting.
Oh,
This is your last meeting.
no.
Canceled the one in December.
I want to ask you,
Case in point.
but I got a question.
Can he come up and get on camera with him? If you get up here.
You want to be on TV?
What about December 3rd? Why can't you come to that one?
Rick will be here.
Well, I don't care.
we can switch them
We
up.
can
Yeah,
cancel,
switch
Rick.
him. Switch him.
Can we do that?
Is
We'd like
that-
to have you here and publicly recognize
Is
it.
that Tahoe a sort of a Tahoe bribe or something?
The Tahoe bribe, the one that's sitting out in front here. I've got one parked next to it, so.
Oh, you got one too?
Now, the sheriff bought 83 of them this year, so.
Wait,
starting.
the sheriff brought 3 of them, and 2 of them are in Osmar?
No,
No, 83.
83.
But you'll,
83?
yeah, he heard the 3 part. Last year it was 40, this year 83. So you'll start seeing more of them. Getting,
The more in Osmar, the better.
but you see the first one out here went to Tom, but that was by default. His car was due for
Oh.
checkout. I would have given it to him anyway, but
5 cars this year.
Wow. What are you doing to him?
No, every time I get one, he'd take it.
Oh,
we had some issues switching cars out,
Okay.
make sure we had the right equipment out.
So I was the guinea pig to hold the car until it got
till it got
somewhere else.
reallocated, so.
Tom, what's your last day, though? Not at the council meeting, but
Technically, it'll be 15 January, but I'm probably going to take some vacation time, but I'll come in the 15th. But it's just, I'll stop by and see everybody, because,
Can you come to the December 3rd meeting?
yes, sir, of course I can. You're the mayor.
We'll make that happen.
Good.
I did that when I was mayor, and you told me to,
No.
The lake.
I've known you for the 8 years that I've worked in Oldsmar, 2 in midnights and 6 in
I know that,
community
but-
policing. And every
but
time
you-
you've ever asked me something, I'm right there.
but you never said, you're the mayor, I'm going to do it. Like you
Well,
did.
the mayor and his boss is standing right there, so he's already
And if you
shaking
don't-
his head saying he'll be here.
And a Tahoe in the parking lot. So
If you don't show up, if you don't show up, I'll have your wife taser you.
He did this on the radio to me, and he actually got on the radio one day and said that, he said, oh, I heard Tom Petito's getting married. And he said, well, And Doug's said, well, they must have had to taser her. My wife's been looking for him ever since. She finally met up with him about a year ago.
Yeah, and she gave me a big old hug.
Yeah, she did.
This has nothing to do with this and all, but when you see your brother, tell him I said hi.
I saw him recruiting at McDill last Friday, so I will tell him that. We happen to
Tell him
run
I
into
said-
each other doing the
tell
same
him I said
thing.
hi, and we miss him too.
I will.
Awesome. Thank you. Anything
That
else?
was
Thanks for coming.
impromptu. I just
On your way home?
yep, making some stops. Wanted to see Tom,
Good.
make sure he's working, which I know he
You're
is.
just checking on the Tahoe.
It's not dinged up yet. It's had it 2
No,
days.
when I
Yesterday, I saw him picking it up yesterday at Largo.
Awesome.
I'll make sure it's in great shape for whoever gets it next.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. Anybody else have anything? Nope. Need a motion to approve the tentative agenda for December 3rd?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.